Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield back again another week with Broadfield's Liquid Lunch, our dealer webinar every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll see in the corner here that we're being joined live this week with Anthony Lazzaro from Wowza. Hey, Anthony, how are you?
Hey Jim, doing all right. Got a beer.
Absolutely. So we are getting ready for today's show, and like we do every single week, we introduce a little craft brew, so we have something to talk about while our dealers are tuning in for the show. This one is actually brewed right here in Long Island, so next time you come and visit, I'll make sure we have a little 4-pack for you. But it's from Sand City, which has been getting some great reviews, posting their New England style IPAs. Anthony, are you a beer guy?
I am. I should have worn my Cape May shirt to the show today.
Oh,
I,
wow. Okay.
I that could have been one of your craft beers probably one week.
I don't think I've had that one yet. I'll have to check it out, though. Definitely check it out. We try to change it up all the time. And I mean, there's so many craft breweries popping up all over Long Island and all over the East Coast. I mean, it's, you could go a year and have a different one on the show every single week with no
Yeah,
issue at
no. So
all.
this one's in your neck of the woods. So next time I'm on, I'll make sure you have a 6-pack of that. We'll partake, and I'll wear my gear.
That sounds perfect. That sounds like a promise. What's great about this little pre-show too is we get all of our dealers sending us suggestions and stuff all the time too, which is really cool because now, I like to travel and try out different places. I was just in upstate New York last week, and I checked out this Common Roots Brewing Company, and they're actually the ones that do the collaboration on this beer. And it's like you stumble into these places, and I've found that no matter where you travel, it's usually the breweries that also have the best food. So it works out really well. All right, enough about the beer. Let's get started with the show. Anthony, thank you for joining us. We are really excited to have you on the show today to introduce the brand new Wowza Clearcaster Pro. Clearcaster Pro, and again, to give you the proper introduction, Anthony, what do you do with Wowza? What is your role in bringing the new Clearcaster Pro to market?
So I've been with Wowza for about 6 years on the Clearcaster product. I'm the Clearcaster manager. So in charge of getting this thing out there to the world.
That's awesome. So you're the guy in the Wowza headquarters that actually plays with hardware all day.
Exactly. I get to play with hardware, go on site, visit some cool broadcast facilities, all that good stuff.
And I know that's what our dealers really loved. And one of the reasons they were so quick to adapt the Clearcaster is Wowza has such a great name in the enterprise architecture of getting your video to stream that when you guys put that into a hardware box called the Clearcaster, our phones started ringing immediately with our dealers who really saw the opportunity for this product.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. The Pro has a lot of new features in it that really makes it just a very compelling offer.
Yep.
It's also going to be our lead, thing we're talking about at IBC in 2 weeks. So we're really going to be buzzing about it and getting the market excited too.
And this is the Clearcaster Pro here. The Clearcaster Pro is going to be coming to market at $39.95 MSRP. I know throughout the Clearcaster life cycle, there's been a few different iterations of the hardware, a few different price points that we've kind of tested and tried and introduced and reintroduced along the way. But I am proud to tell our dealers that we now have one product at a real competitive price point with the enterprise hardware and features that they expect from a Clearcaster system. So without further ado, Anthony, give us a little overview of what is the Clearcaster Pro.
So the Clearcaster Pro is really an enterprise professional grade encoding appliance that can be used in any situation. So it has a lot of the needed features: HEVC, 4K, SRT out, MPEG TS for either unicast or multicast delivery. But what's really compelling and powerful about it is how it's managed. It's a new model for encoding management, encoding monitoring, as well as just team based encoding and broadcast workflows. Those are
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, those are really what brings the product together and makes it ideal for event production teams as well as media groups in EDU, enterprise, gov, anywhere where there's a team and you have to go live.
And we're going to roll up our sleeves and go into some of these great new features. The key piece of information that our dealers look for, obviously, are the price, which is at $39.95 MSRP. But the second is availability. When do we expect the Clearcaster Pro to be introduced and shipping?
So it's going to be introduced right before IBC, so the week of IBC, and
Awesome.
from after that date, you'll be able to ship it out and be able to play with all the great things we're showing you today.
Great. And what happens with the Clearcaster hardware that's on the market now? Are these new features going to be upgradable into the Clearcasters that are out there?
The Clearcasters that have been purchased in the last 12 months will be able to get updates and get access to all the features we're showing today.
Oh, that's absolutely awesome. And if our dealers buy a Clearcaster today, they are going to essentially be getting the Clearcaster Pro.
Exactly.
Perfect. So without further ado, let's talk about some of the Clearcaster Pro advantages. I have the slide up here that talks about the cloud-based management, the real-time health monitoring, and the adaptive network encoding. I know you guys have really souped up a lot of these features with the introduction of Clearcaster Pro. So by all means, if you can expand on these, that'd be great.
Yeah, so the cloud-based manager will show this, in a few moments, but it's a single portal for you to go in, have your whole team manage the broadcast and encoding workflows across not just one encoder, but all of your encoders you could be doing this for. It allows you to create streamlined workflows, and it's really focused on preventing issues. You always have config issues, which lead to broadcast issues, and this really streamlines everything so you don't have those. The second big thing is monitoring. I think what we have for monitoring is just light years ahead of everybody else. We have 100 plus telemetry data points. We show all those to you in real time, and we also archive them and let
Oh,
you get
cool.
access to them. So you have an audit trail. If something ever happens, you have an audit trail to know exactly what happened and share that with whoever you need to share it with. And the last thing, adaptive network encoding. This is really magical. So over RTMP and even over multiple outputs in RTMP, we monitor your network conditions. And if you start to have bandwidth issues, we will throttle down bitrate and then throttle it back up when it recovers. This saves your broadcast. Encoders not doing this, which most don't. They're either gonna, fall behind and you get buffered streams, or they're gonna start dropping frames. You get really choppy videos. So we keep it connected, we keep it smooth, and we keep it from buffering.
And I think these are the features that really make it an enterprise appliance. Our dealers have lots of choices for encoders that they can offer to their customers. But there aren't choices that are going to give you this management, monitoring, and encoding control that the Wowza Clearcaster Pro does. So that's why I think this is really going to be received well by our dealers and by the system integrators who know and love Broadfield distributing. So without further ado, let's talk about some of those cloud control options and Wowza Clearcaster Manager.
Yeah, so a quick diagram before we jump into the UI. The appliance is unlike other encoders where they hold local config and hold state. The appliance is stateless and it just listens to this cloud brain that you fully control. So it receives all its commands in real time from this cloud user interface that anyone can access from anywhere on your team. And at the same time, the appliance is sending back telemetry data. So you do all your control over your whole fleet all from this single place and you go anywhere. So it can do multi output and it can do those advanced kind of protocols that I've talked about too. So it really fits the needs for all your workflows through this single user interface.
So it's fair to say it's really a hardware appliance that's reliant on the strength of the Wowza Cloud services in order to give the best of both worlds.
Yeah, so Wowza Cloud from the UI standpoint, and the other thing I'll add to this is it also opens you up to really great integrations. We have an integration with Crestron, so you can
Awesome.
do control surfaces, easy touch, go lives. But that could also translate to other control surfaces. Kramer's out there, lots of different, dealers in that space, and
Sure.
even service providers. We're building premium integrations with a lot of really popular service providers, and you'll continue to see those announced over the next couple months.
That's very awesome. So, Anthony, I know we have a slide up here that talks about some of these different features. We can go over some of these different features quickly, or we could ask you to share your screen and kind of walk us through and show it off.
Yeah, let's jump straight into the UI, and then we'll come back to the
Awesome.
slide.
Sounds perfect. Let me just switch our input over here for just a moment. All right, I believe we're looking at your screen right now, right?
Great. So here's the Clearcaster Manager. I'm logged in, and you can see I'm seeing a few different encoders here. One's in Golden, Colorado. One's in Charlottesville, Virginia. So I see what they're doing, and I can see one's live. Um, to note real fast in this UI, I can build out templates. I can build out integrations with API to Wowza Streaming Cloud or other services, and I also get recordings stored. So the appliance auto uploads recordings, and so you can share those really quickly. The two features I'm going to demo real fast is our monitoring. So here's our monitoring user interface. I have a demo going on right now. It's called my social demo because I have three different targets. It's meant to be, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, all coming out directly from the appliance and going directly to those services. I can
Nice.
see how my encoding outputs are working. I can see my bandwidth realization, 100%, not having any network issues. Down further below, I get some low level network issues around round trip times, connection attempts, and in case there's been a disconnect to the service. And what people's favorite part is probably just this overall health. What's going on? I'm green everywhere. Examples of what alerts could be is, I have my audio muted. I'll get a yellow alert here warning me like, hey, your audio, you don't have any audio coming through. You might be muted right now. And it's really just a really clean way to manage your broadcast.
That's great.
The other thing is I'm going to show just some control capability. So here's my broadcast tab. Here's where I manage the broadcast. So I took this one live and you can see I can stop it. Again, this is the machine that's a couple thousand miles away from me. So showing off that cloud capability. I'm going to go in and create a broadcast. We have a lot of predefined templates for you to use. And these range from expert, templates and workflows to maybe simple things. So you can create a workflow where you're doing multi-output. This is the one I just created and showed you. Alternatively, you can constrict this user interface. And let's say you're the operations person and you want your team members, maybe it's a house of worship with volunteers, to have very limited access to the appliance. You can create templates that don't even show the stream keys and it's all just baked in. And so, here's this template
Great.
here.
So you can make it as advanced or as basic as your
Exactly.
user is.
And so you can see my stream key is populated here, but my users aren't allowed to go in here and edit it. And all this is configurable by you. What templates you show and don't show and create, the admin can do that, and the users within the UI, live within the constraints that the admin creates. It works great for these team scenarios where you're trying to really ensure you're using the right config. People
Sure.
aren't getting themselves into trouble.
And I love that you mentioned the house of worship market. Obviously, we have dealers that sell into that space. And typically, that's a perfect application where you'll have one technical user with a bunch of volunteers that come in on any given Sunday that need to be able to go live, but don't want to drill down to all the settings to do so.
Exactly. A couple other features that I won't show you, but maybe we just jump back to the slide.
Sure.
Um, there's a few really interesting things that we do that really just round out the use cases. So um, there is need for bugs and slates, and we actually enable graphics, both a bug, slate, killing audio, as well as even lower third, all from that Clearcaster Manager user interface. That's a really powerful way to just, sometimes you just need to add something simple at the encoder level for your streams, or maybe you're a local news station and you just need to title something to explain what's going on. You can do all that from the Clearcaster Manager,
So
and
again,
then
those bugs and slates can be added from anywhere then.
yes, added from anywhere and then
Awesome.
triggered on the encoder appliance, all from that Clearcaster Manager.
Very cool.
Um, and then the last thing that I'll call out just to make sure, we have templates, but we also allow full customization. A lot of encoders sometimes hide how you get into things. We really make it really simple to allow you to get full control, take advantage of the specifics for where you need to be going as it relates to your encoding config. So all that again is customizable by you.
And again, it goes back to as basic or advanced as you need the appliance to be, which,
Yep.
in my opinion, is the trademark of any good enterprise appliance. You want to be able to simplify that device for the person who's using it, but you also want to have the advanced capabilities for our dealers who maybe offer that service to go in and do more of these configurations for their more advanced clients.
Exactly. Controlling the UI, controlling what buttons and knobs are exposed. That team-based concept, it's across industries. You see it in EDU, you even
Yep.
see it in broadcast, where there's folks that just aren't as technical, but they need to be able to take streams live. And so you can really create these clean, streamline workflows, and then you as the engineer can be remote and check in on things because you log in and you check out the monitoring page and you can see what's going on and that things are healthy.
And again, all those monitoring stats are recorded. So if you hear from your customer that there was an issue, you can refer back to those metrics and try to troubleshoot or figure out where exactly things went wrong.
Exactly. I've had a lot of event production companies just love our archiving and stats that we collect because you're on site, you're at a third party venue, it's mission critical, and
Sure.
you need to be able to tell them, hey, what's going on with a network. You were able to pinpoint the exact time of when things did occur, and it's just really rich information that you get to keep, you get to share and use.
That's great. Now I know who to point the finger at when things do go wrong, you know?
Exactly.
So again, let's reiterate, the Clearcaster Pro is going to be introduced formally right before IBC. We're previewing it here for our dealers, but the great thing is every Clearcaster purchase today is essentially a Clearcaster Pro. The new MSRP is $39.95, and that includes 1 year warranty and services. Anthony, do me a favor and just expand upon what the warranty and services mean for our dealers when they're talking to their customers who obviously are going to be interested in that level of support.
Yep. So the warranty and services includes three main components. One is 24/7 phone support. Wherever you are in the world, we have someone there to support you via chat, via phone support. The
Great.
second thing is advanced exchange. You have an issue with your unit, you tell us it. We obviously try to fix things, in real time. But if we need to, we will ship you a new unit before we ask for that unit back. Meaning that you get a unit quickly, you're not out of commission for weeks waiting for us to repair something. You have an advanced exchange policy.
Nice.
And then the third thing is there's some advanced features. They're labeled as enterprise features within the Clearcaster Manager, and this specifically includes some of the features. A couple we talked about, like storing recorded assets in the cloud for you, doing the graphics capability in the cloud for you, the user management capability. What you get, and all of this is 750 per year per appliance.
Okay.
This is optional though. So if you don't pay for this, I think a lot of people want those capabilities, so most will be paying for those capabilities, but let's say someone's nervous about it, they don't need to pay for it. And if you don't pay for it, you still get firmware updates. You have a lifetime license on this appliance, not just for the software on it, but also the cloud manager, in terms of that broadcast tab and that encoding templates tab.
Yep.
And really those capabilities, I mean, just those two capabilities, it's already a better product, I think, than what you're looking at competitively from a price point. And the other services really are just added huge compelling value props on top of it.
No, absolutely. And, we use the Clearcaster ourselves in some of the broadcasts that we do here. We have one hooked up in our studio. We're super excited about the new features you've added with the Clearcaster Pro. I know the announcement at IBC is going to create a lot of buzz. So are you going to be at IBC yourself?
I will. I will be at the show. I'm actually invited to talk at a few different booths, but I'll be at my booth a lot too. If anyone's around, come by.
Great. So after this 15-minute elevator pitch we did for our dealers today, you should be pretty well rehearsed to do it 1,000 times at the show, right?
Exactly.
So the last thing I want to bring to our dealers is that we do have a special product launch offer for a dealer demo unit. Our dealers can purchase once per dealer a 50% off demo unit. Anthony, obviously the goal here is to get these units into our guys' hands so they can actually use it themselves and show it off to their potential customers.
Exactly. I think using it yourself, you get to see the features. It demos really well to
Yep,
customers. And what's nice about demoing it too is that cloud manager, you can demo on the fly anywhere you go.
that's
Just
awesome.
have it hooked up and you can show people how it works.
And for our dealers who purchase the demo unit, that also gives them the listing on Wowza's Clearcaster reseller page, which is great for customers who do see this at IBC and are interested in purchasing the unit.
Yep. A lot of people like to go through resellers, obviously, and this will help you get listed on the website.
Absolutely. And I know, and this is where the success of our dealers really come in, when they're working with schools, houses of worships, sports broadcasters. All these customers want that local point of contact. And that's why when you're dealing with enterprise products like this, having that dealer relationship in place, having Broadfield support our dealers, having Wowza support Broadfield, and by extension of that, our dealers as well, really is going to make this a home run for the people who need this level of encoding.
Definitely. And the nice thing about it too is it's a lot easier to set up than I think a lot of the other appliances you might be helping people with.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's music to my ears. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us today. We're really looking forward to the official announcement.
Thank you for having me.
And my pleasure. So coming up every Thursday at 1 p.m., we've got a great schedule on tap for our next shows. The first week of every month, we bring you new products, promotions, and other specials. That'll be airing next Thursday, September 5th. Obviously, part of that show is going to be the brand new Clearcaster Pro, which we talked about in length today. On September 12th, we will have Dan Pizarski from LiveView here in studio introducing the brand new LiveView Solo Connect bundle, a new way of selling the LiveView Solo that is going to make it easier and more profitable than ever. So don't miss that show on Thursday, September 12th. And as always, join us every Thursday at 1 p.m. If you have any questions at all, reach out to your Broadfield salesperson at 800-634-5178 or drop me an email at jim@broadfield.com if you have things that you'd like to see in an upcoming show or have a great beer suggestion for future episodes. We'll see you next week.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers. So call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.